Have you ever made a decision that you later regretted? Maybe it was something small, like buying a gadget you never used, or something bigger, like moving to a new city that didn't feel like home. For me, it was moving into a nursing home at 80. At the time, it seemed like the right choice, a safe, comfortable place where I could get the care I needed. But looking back, I realize it wasn't the best decision for me. And today, I want to share what I've learned in the hopes that it might help you or someone you love make a more informed choice. This isn't about saying nursing homes are bad. They can be a wonderful option for many people. But for me, it wasn't the right fit. And if I could go back, I would have explored other options. So, let's talk about what I wish I had known before making that decision, starting with the importance of staying in your own home as long as possible. The comfort of home. There's something truly special about being in your own space. The familiar sights, sounds, and smells that make you feel at ease. For me, moving into a nursing home meant leaving behind a lifetime of memories. I missed my favorite chair by the window, the garden I had tended for years, and even the creaky floorboards that used to annoy me. Staying in your own home allows you to maintain a sense of independence and control over your daily life. You can wake up when you want, eat what you want, and spend your time how you want. Of course, there are challenges as we age, like keeping up with household chores or managing health issues, but there are ways to address these without giving up your home. For example, you might consider hiring a part-time caregiver or using a meal delivery service. There are also community programs that offer transportation or help with home repairs. The key is to explore your options and find solutions that work for you. The value of community. One of the things I missed most after moving into the nursing home was my community. I had lived in the same neighborhood for decades, and my neighbors were like family. We would chat over the fence, share meals, and look out for one another. When I moved, I lost that sense of connection. The nursing home had activities and social events, but it wasn't the same as being part of a close-knit community. I realized how important it is to stay connected to the people and places that make you feel at home. If you're thinking about moving, consider how it might affect your social connections. Are there ways to stay involved in your community, even if you need a little extra help? Maybe it's joining a local senior center, volunteering, or simply staying in touch with friends and neighbors. These connections can make a world of difference in your happiness and well-being. The reality of nursing home. Life. When I moved into the nursing home, I expected it to be a place where I could relax and enjoy my golden years. But the reality was different. While the staff was kind and caring, the environment felt institutional. The schedules were rigid, and I often felt like I had little control over my day. For example, meals were served at specific times, whether I was hungry or not. Activities were planned for the group, not for individuals. And while I appreciated the care I received, I missed the freedom to make my own choices. If you're considering a nursing home, it's important to visit and spend time there before making a decision. Talk to residents and staff and ask yourself if it feels like a place where you could truly be happy. And remember, there are other options, like assisted living or in-home care, that might offer more flexibility and independence. Now, let's move on to another important lesson: the importance of planning ahead. But before that, if you're still watching and finding this helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Just type "thank you" in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Okay, let's continue. The importance of planning ahead. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is the importance of planning ahead. When I made the decision to move into a nursing home, it was largely because I felt like I had no other options. My health was declining, and I didn't think I could manage on my own anymore. But looking back, I realized that if I had planned ahead, I might have been able to stay in my home longer, or at least explore other alternatives. Planning ahead means thinking about your future needs and making arrangements while you're still healthy and independent. For example, you might consider downsizing to a smaller, more manageable home, or making modifications to your current home, like installing grab bars in the bathroom or a ramp at the front door. You can also look into community resources like senior centers or volunteer programs that offer support and companionship. And don't forget to talk to your family about your wishes. Having an open, honest conversation now can prevent a lot of stress and uncertainty later. The emotional impact of moving. Another thing I wish I had considered more carefully is the emotional impact of moving. Leaving my home was one of the hardest things I've ever done. It wasn't just about the physical space. It was about leaving behind a lifetime of memories and a sense of identity. For example, my home was filled with photos, mementos, and furniture that told the story of my life. Moving into a nursing home meant leaving most of that behind. I could only bring a few personal items, and it felt like I was losing a part of myself. If you're thinking about moving, take the time to consider how it might affect you emotionally. Are there ways to bring more of your personal belongings with you? Can you create a space that feels like home, even in a new environment? These small touches can make a big difference in how you feel. The financial cost of nursing homes. One of the most surprising things about moving into a nursing home was the cost. I knew it would be expensive, but I didn't realize just how much it would impact my finances. Between the monthly fees and the additional costs for things like medications and personal care, it quickly added up. If I had planned ahead, I might have been able to explore other options that were more affordable. For example, in-home care can be a cost-effective alternative, especially if you only need help with certain tasks. There are also government programs and nonprofit organizations that offer financial assistance for seniors. Before making a decision, it's important to do your research and understand the financial implications. Talk to a financial advisor or a trusted family member who can help you navigate the options. And don't be afraid to ask questions, like what's included in the cost and what additional expenses you might incur. The importance of staying active and engaged. One of the things I struggled with most in the nursing home was feeling like I had lost my purpose. Without my daily routines and responsibilities, I felt like I was just going through the motions. I missed the sense of accomplishment that came from tending my garden, cooking meals, or even just doing the laundry. Staying active and engaged is so important for our mental and physical health, whether it's through hobbies, volunteering, or simply staying connected with loved ones. Finding ways to stay involved can make a big difference in how we feel. If you're considering a move, think about how you'll stay active and engaged in your new environment. Are there opportunities to pursue your interests or try new things? Can you stay connected with your community even if you're not living at home? These are important questions to consider. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Just type "thank you" in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Now, let's move on to the final lesson, the power of choice and how to make the best decision for you. One of the most important lessons I've learned is that we always have a choice. Even when it feels like our options are limited, there are usually alternatives if we take the time to look for them. For me, moving into a nursing home felt like the only option at the time, but now I realize that wasn't true. If I could go back, I would have explored other possibilities, like assisted living, in-home care, or even moving in with family. Each of these options has its pros and cons, and what works for one person might not work for another. The key is to take the time to research and consider what's best for you. For example, assisted living might offer more independence than a nursing home, while still providing the support you need. In-home care allows you to stay in your own space with help tailored to your specific needs, and moving in with family can provide companionship and support as long as everyone is on the same page. The point is, you don't have to settle for something that doesn't feel right. Take the time to explore your options, ask questions, and make a decision that aligns with your values and preferences. How to make the best decision for you. So, how do you make the best decision for yourself or a loved one? It starts with being honest about your needs and priorities. What's most important to you? Staying in your home, being close to family, or having access to medical care? Once you know what matters most, you can start exploring options that align with those priorities. It's also important to involve your family in the decision-making process. They can offer support, ask questions you might not think of, and help you weigh the pros and cons. But remember, this is your decision. Don't let anyone pressure you into something that doesn't feel right. Finally, trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. And if you're unsure, take your time. There's no rush to make a decision, especially when it's such an important one. A final thought. As I reflect on my experience, I realize that moving into a nursing home wasn't the end of the world. I've met some wonderful people, and I've received the care I needed, but it wasn't the best choice for me, and I wish I had known then what I know now. That's why I'm sharing my story with you, not to discourage you from considering a nursing home, but to encourage you to explore all your options and make a decision that feels right for you. Whether you choose to stay in your home, move in with family, or explore assisted living, the most important thing is that you feel comfortable, supported, and at peace with your decision. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you or a loved one faced a similar decision? What did you learn from the experience? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from it too. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more thoughtful conversations about life, health, and well-being. Thank you for being here, and remember, no matter where life takes you, you always have the power to make choices that honor your needs, your values, and your happiness. Take care.